The world does not reward the loud, it buries them. What it remembers is not who cried foul, but who remained standing when the silence returned. Most believe survival is a function of strength. They are wrong. It is a function of timing, of knowing when to speak, when to disappear, and when to return with the blade hidden in your smile. Power is not taken in a moment. It is accumulated in the shadows, slowly, quietly, and by the time the others notice, you're already inside the walls. Not because you shattered the gates, but because you studied the guards, paid the cook, and made yourself necessary to the enemy's own breath. Do not rush to respond. The one who reacts is already beneath the one who acts. Learn to sit in the pressure. Let them shout, let them accuse, let them craft their illusions. And while they burn through their energies trying to be seen, you study the fire, you learn its temperature, its fuel, and then you set your own colder, cleaner, quieter, one that consumes everything and leaves no smoke. Most leaders mistake applause for authority, but authority is not given by the crowd. It is taken from the fears they cannot name, from the needs they will not admit. If they love you, they will ask for more. If they fear you, they will protect what you already have. Love is a debt. Fear is an investment. You must become fluent in both. Trust is a currency too easily printed. What matters is leverage, the invisible thread you hold in your fist while the other believes they're free. The art is not in the command. It is in the illusion of choice. The more convinced they are that they've chosen you, the deeper their obedience. Do not waste your words. Precision is stronger than passion. Each sentence should land like a blade, not waved in fury, but placed with care. A word can make a man kneel if placed in the right moment. A silence can end a war. This world, the real world, is not made by ideologues or martyrs. It is managed by the cold, shaped by the adaptable, and inherited by those who understand one thing. Justice is not a compass, it is a tool. And tools are judged by outcomes, not by intentions. People will betray you, not because they are evil, but because they are afraid, or hungry, or bored. This is not a failure of morality, it is the machinery of need. Understand it, anticipate it, and build your strategy on the inevitability of defection. Do not be shocked when your allies turn. Be disappointed in yourself if you did not prepare for it. A ruler must not demand loyalty. He must design the architecture in which betrayal costs too much. People remain where the consequences are clearest. Principle is a weak leash. Interest, pain, and benefit, these are the true bonds of loyalty. Outlast, that is the whole of it. Not because endurance is noble, but because power calcifies around the one who does not flinch, the one who absorbs defeat, reconfigures, and reappears with a better plan. The world will forget your losses if your return rewrites the ending. Never explain. Explanation is a trap. When you explain, you concede the frame of the accuser. You enter their theater. A ruler sets the frame. Let them speculate. Let them write their own fiction. It wastes their time while you build your next move. People respect mystery more than confession. They trust what they do not fully understand, more than what they can pick apart. You must become a myth wrapped in reason, understandable only in retrospect, inevitable only after the fact. To lead is to be alone in the decisive hour, surrounded by whispers, by half-loyalties, by hands that clasp yours while their eyes measure your fall. You must learn to breathe in that atmosphere, to feed on it, to see not the danger but the design. Control is not maintained through domination. It is maintained through structure, through the quiet installation of dependencies. The more they need you, the less they resist. The trick is not to make them love you, it is to make them need what you control and fear what you could take away. Speak rarely, but when you do, let it feel final. Let your words feel like conclusions, decisions already made. That is how power speaks, not to negotiate, but to declare. Let others scream. Let them stage their moral theater. You are not here to win their admiration. You are here to shape the outcomes they will have to live in. One does not win by argument. One wins by alignment of fear, of need, of expectation. It is not cruelty to manipulate. It is survival. The world manipulates you every day through stories, through symbols, through invisible pressures that shape your preferences and your rage. To wield power is not to reject manipulation, but to refine it, to become the one who authors the conditions. The game does not reward innocence. It devours it, but it does reward clarity. Know what you want. Know what you will pay. Know what you will destroy to get there. Then act without pause, without apology. You don't have to respond. You have to outlast. That is the law. And those who forget it become anecdotes, footnotes in the archives of those who did not flinch. Power is a long war. The battlefield is not made of armies, but of narratives, favors, secrets, and timing. There are no victories, only positions. No enemies, only liabilities. No allies, only temporary alignments of fear and interest. To govern is not to serve the people's goodness. It is to govern their contradictions, their vanities, their need for safety disguised as dignity. You must know them better than they know themselves. Anticipate their dreams, weaponize their fears, and always give them just enough hope to keep moving, just enough fear to keep obeying. And when they turn on you, as they inevitably will for all power breeds, resentment, smile, accept it, but do not forget. Resentment is not a verdict, it is a signal. Use it, chart its flow. And when the time comes, use what they gave you to return harder, cleaner, necessary. The crown is not worn on the head, it is grown into the bone. Those who borrow it, lose it. Those who fear it, serve it. But the one who understands what it costs never gives it back. Let others posture. You learn patterns. Let them react. You wait. Let them believe. You plan. The throne is not a chair. It is a structure of silence, memory, and endurance. So endure, outlast, reappear. That is how the game is won. And you already know this, because you're still here, while so many who shouted are not. Power does not reward the hesitant. The river does not slow for the man who cannot decide whether to cross. Every moment of indecision is a gift to your adversaries, a signal that you are soft clay waiting to be shaped by stronger hands. To lead, you must accept that hesitation is a luxury of those without responsibility. The ruler's mind must move like a blade, slicing through ambiguity, cutting cleanly through sentiment, leaving only clarity and consequence. A decision may be wrong, but delay is always fatal. The world belongs not to the cautious, but to the precise. You must understand the theater you inhabit. Every action you take is a performance, every word a script, every silence a stage cue. The audience is restless, suspicious, and easily distracted. They crave certainty, not truth, spectacle, not substance. Give them what they crave, but never let them see the machinery behind the curtain. Let them believe in the character you play, but never let them glimpse the actor who calculates each gesture. Appear strong when you are weak, calm when you are enraged, generous when you are tightening the leash. In this theater, perception is power, and power is the only reality. To hold power, you must accept that you will never be fully loved, never fully trusted, never fully safe. The higher you climb, the sharper the knives become, and the smiles around you stretch thinner and thinner. Betrayal will not come from your enemies. It will come from those who swore loyalty, those who shared your bread and whispered their allegiance in the dark. Do not waste your energy demanding purity from others. Instead, build systems that make betrayal costlier than loyalty. Make your allies dependent. Make your enemies useful. And remember, in politics there are no friends, only transactions in varying stages of completion. Control is not won through strength alone. It is won by understanding the fragile machinery of human desire. People long to be led, but resent being commanded. They crave safety, but despise the hand that provides it. They admire virtue in theory, but abandon it in the face of hunger, fear, or ambition. Know this duality. Exploit it. If you offer them hope, they will follow. If you instill fear, they will obey. But if you can bind both hope and fear into a single chain, you will hold them indefinitely. A leader must never confuse morality with utility. The world does not care if you are good. It does not punish the wicked, nor reward the virtuous. It only measures outcomes, strength, and endurance. You may play the role of the just ruler, but do not mistake the role for reality. Justice is a story told by those who hold the pen. You are not obligated to believe it, only to use it when it serves your ends. Those who cling to virtue for its own sake are not rulers. They are ornaments waiting to be shattered. There will come a time when you are tempted to explain yourself, to justify your choices, to seek understanding from those you command. Resist this temptation. To explain is to confess weakness. To justify is to concede that your authority is not self-evident. Power does not ask permission, it asserts. If you are forced to speak, speak with finality. Speak not to persuade, but to announce. A ruler does not argue. A ruler declares. You must harden yourself against the illusions of permanence. Nothing in power lasts except the structures you build and the fear you cultivate. Alliances decay, empires crumble, faces change. But the patterns remain. Recognize them, exploit them, and when your moment comes to fall, make sure you have prepared the conditions for your return. For the true art of leadership is not to avoid exile, but to use it as a crucible to emerge from it sharper, colder, more relentless than before. Fear will follow you like a shadow, whispering doubts into your ear. Are you enough? Are you justified? Do they hate you? Let the fear speak. Listen to it, and then move forward anyway. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is mastery over it. To rule is to step into fire and teach yourself to breathe its smoke. Do not seek peace as an end. Peace is not the natural state of men. It is a lull in the storm, a brief illusion sustained by threat and compromise. If you mistake it for permanence, you will be destroyed when the winds rise again. True mastery lies in preparing for war even in times of calm, in seeing conflict not as a failure, but as the soil in which your power grows. A ruler who wishes to endure must understand that appearances matter more than substance. It does not matter if you are merciful, only that you appear so. It does not matter if you are ruthless, only that they believe you capable of unflinching punishment. The truth of your heart is irrelevant. It is the image in their minds that governs their loyalty, their fear, their willingness to submit. You are not free to be yourself. You are free only to be effective. Do not underestimate the patience required to rule. Victory does not always go to the swift. Often it goes to the one who waits while others exhaust themselves. To outlast your rivals, you must learn to eat bitterness without complaint, to endure humiliation without retaliation, to watch opportunities slip past without reaching in desperation. The ruler who can wait is the one who owns the future. In the end, leadership is a solitary burden. You may stand in crowded rooms cheered by thousands, surrounded by ministers and advisors, yet still you will feel the cold weight of isolation pressing in. Decisions will come to you that no one else can bear. Consequences will find you that no one else will share. You must carry them without flinching. For power, in its purest form, is a condition of being alone. And still you must outlast. The noise will fade. The accusations will burn themselves out. The faces will change. The tides will turn. And if you have built well, if you have learned to wait, if you have mastered the theater and the silence and the blade, you will still be standing when the rest are gone. That is the only victory that matters. Not their love, not their applause, not their fleeting forgiveness. Only this, that you remain, that you endure, that you outlast. Every ruler carries within him the seeds of his own downfall. It is not the enemy beyond the walls who destroys him first. It is the softness that creeps into his own hand, the indulgence in comfort, the slow decay of vigilance. Power is never static, it is a current. You are either swimming against its drag, or you are being carried away. The throne you sit upon is not solid stone. It is a raft drifting on a restless sea, and the waves care nothing for your name, your victories, or your lineage. Do not imagine that you are owed loyalty. No man is owed loyalty. It is a fragile construct, born of fear, interest, and convenience. The same men who toast to your health today will conspire to poison your cup tomorrow if they sense weakness. This is not betrayal, it is nature. A wise ruler does not lament the fickleness of others. He anticipates it, he plans for it. He makes himself indispensable in ways they cannot admit and binds them to him with chains they cannot see. There is no such thing as permanence in alliance. Every alliance is an agreement of wolves, teeth bared even as they run side by side. You will be betrayed. Prepare for it. You will be abandoned. Expect it, and when it happens, do not stagger like a child struck for the first time. Smile. You knew this would come. You counted the costs. And you already set the trap for the moment when their treachery would blossom. Do not be seduced by mercy for its own sake. To forgive without calculation is to invite the knife into your back. When you pardon, do so because it strengthens your position. When you punish, do so not from anger, but from necessity. A ruler cannot afford the luxury of emotions unshaped by strategy. Rage is useful only if it terrifies, generosity only if it binds. Sentimentality in leadership is like rot in the foundation of a fortress, invisible at first, then suddenly, catastrophically, fatal. You will find that men often demand honesty from their leaders. Do not believe them. What they demand is reassurance. They crave the comfort of believing their ruler is pure, even as they themselves are not. Give them the performance of honesty, not the thing itself. A ruler who speaks plainly, who shows his every intention, is already overthrown. The strong leader shrouds his true aims in ambiguity. He lets his rivals argue over his meaning, waste themselves predicting his moves, exhaust their energies attacking shadows. Meanwhile, he advances unseen. Fear is not cruelty, it is a tool. Without it, authority dissolves. Fear must be measured, calculated, and applied sparingly like a surgeon's blade, not a butcher's cleaver. Too much, and you create hatred. Too little, and you invite defiance. The art lies in striking the balance where fear breeds obedience but not revolt. A wise ruler keeps his punishments memorable, his rewards rare and generous, and his silences heavy with meaning. The higher you rise, the more illusions you must create. Appearances are not ornaments, they are weapons. You must appear unshakable even as you calculate your next move in private. You must appear compassionate even as you set the snares that will preserve your reign. And above all, you must appear inevitable. People submit not to the man they love or even the man they fear, but to the man they believe they cannot resist. When fortune smiles on you, accept it without arrogance. When she abandons you, do not curse her. Fortune is a wild animal, she cannot be tamed, only trapped for a time. The wise ruler does not rely on her gifts. He builds structures that endure even when her favor shifts. And if the day comes when all is lost, and your kingdom burns, and your allies flee, remember this: you are not defeated until you accept the defeat. You are not destroyed unless you consent to your own destruction. A ruler who survives exile is more dangerous than one who never left the throne. Learn to value time as your greatest weapon. In war, in politics, in every human endeavor, most are impatient. They strike too soon, reveal too much, and burn their resources before the decisive hour. You must not join them. To wait is to sharpen the knife, To watch is to gather the threads others leave loose. And when the moment comes, strike with a precision that makes delay seem like genius. Do not imagine that peace is the ultimate prize. Peace is a tool, a breath between battles, a moment to prepare your next campaign. Those who grow complacent in peace are devoured in the first rush of war. A ruler's mind must be at war even in times of calm. Every handshake conceals a contest of wills. Every banquet hides a struggle for dominance. Even love in politics is a negotiation masked as devotion. Understand this. You are not here to be loved. Love is fleeting, brittle, and prone to turn sour when the winds change. You are here to command, to endure, to leave behind a structure that holds even when you are gone. The ruler who seeks love invites ruin. The ruler who seeks respect commands nations. The game is endless. There are no final victories. There is only survival, position, and influence, and the ability to remake yourself when the circumstances demand it. Those who cling to a single identity, a single method, a single vision of themselves will be broken. The world does not forgive rigidity. You must be water, formless, shifting, patient, yet capable of carving through stone. And above all, you must outlast. Not because endurance is noble, but because it is the essence of power. The ones who endure write history. The ones who falter are buried beneath it. Your adversaries will howl. Let them. They will plot. Let them waste their nights in intrigue. They will scheme against you. Let them, for every scheme tightens the noose they prepared for themselves. A ruler who cannot endure slander, who cannot abide the weight of suspicion and hatred, is not a ruler at all. To lead is to stand in the storm, unbent, unbroken, unmoved. One day, the voices will fall silent. The conspiracies will collapse. The rival factions will consume each other. And there you will be, still standing, your hands steady, your eyes clear, your power intact. Because you did not respond. You outlasted. You are not here to justify yourself. You are here to survive, to shape the future in your image, to hold your position until the earth itself shifts. That is the only truth. And if you forget it, even for a moment, the world will remind you in the sharpest terms. Survive, adapt, endure, outlast. This is the way of rulers. This is the law of power. This is the price of the throne. You must be willing to shed the skin of yesterday. The man who clings to his old victories is already defeated, embalmed in the memory of a world that no longer exists. Power demands reinvention. It demands that you abandon even your own past if it no longer serves you. To lead is to kill versions of yourself, to discard identities like spent weapons, and to become whatever the moment requires. Those who refuse to transform are not monuments. They are fossils, waiting to be unearthed by the hands of their successors. Do not mistake noise for strength. The loudest men are often the weakest, hoping their volume will mask their vulnerability. True power moves in silence, shaping outcomes without fanfare, altering trajectories without announcing its presence. When others rage, you must observe. When they panic, you must prepare. And when they act, you must already have acted invisibly, decisively, in ways they only recognize when it is far too late to resist. The hunger for recognition is the downfall of many rulers. They crave credit for their work, applause for their cunning, validation for their vision. This hunger exposes them, makes them predictable, weakens their position. You must be different. You must act as though you have no need for recognition. Let others take the glory if it binds them to you. Let them believe the ideas were theirs, if it means they will fight to preserve what you have designed. Power is not diminished by silence, it is amplified. To master others, you must first master yourself. You must understand the currents of your own ambition, your own fears, your own impulses. A man who does not know himself cannot hope to know the hearts of those he rules. He will be manipulated by those who understand him better than he understands them. Discipline begins within. Restraint begins within. Victory begins within. The leader who cannot rule his own spirit will never rule the spirits of others. In moments of crisis, most rulers reach for force. They unleash armies, enforce decrees, silence dissent. But brute force is a blunt instrument. It achieves obedience, but it does not inspire stability. A wiser ruler knows that the mind is the true battlefield. Shape perception, and you shape reality. Control the narrative, and you control the people. Fear is effective, but belief is stronger. Give them a story to cling to, and they will guard it as fiercely as they would guard their own lives. You will be tempted to rest, to relax your vigilance when the kingdom seems secure. This is the most dangerous moment of all. Complacency is the first step toward decline. The forces that seek your downfall do not sleep, and neither can you. Even in times of calm, you must look for the fissures forming beneath the surface, the loyalties that are beginning to fray, the ambitions that are sharpening their knives. Strike before the cracks widen. Eliminate threats before they grow teeth. It is not enough to survive. You must shape the future so that survival is no longer a question. Build structures that do not require your constant presence to function. Create dependencies so intricate that even your enemies would collapse without you. A ruler who is indispensable cannot be overthrown. His enemies may dream of his fall, but their own survival will chain them to his reign. You will hear whispers of morality, of ethics, of doing what is right. These words are often weapons in the mouths of your enemies, designed to make you hesitate, to bind your hands while theirs remain free. Understand that morality is a tool, not a master. Use it when it serves you. Abandon it when it does not. The people will forgive almost anything if it delivers them security and order. They may curse your name in private, but they will still obey. A ruler's enemies are not always external. Sometimes they are his own habits, his own weaknesses, his own illusions. The desire to be loved, the need to be understood, the longing for peace, these are luxuries you cannot afford. A ruler who desires too much from others will always be their prisoner. You must be complete within yourself, untethered to their affections, unshaken by their hatred. Only then can you act freely. Remember, the one who survives writes the story. The one who endures shapes how the world remembers him. Your failures will be forgotten if you end in triumph. Your virtues will be rewritten as flaws if you end in ruin. History does not care about fairness. It cares only about victors. Do not seek to be understood. Seek only to be effective. Do not seek to be admired. Seek only to be obeyed. Do not seek to respond. Seek only to outlast. Because in the end, there is no applause for the ruler who falls nobly. There is only the cold satisfaction of those who outlived him. And if you wish to avoid that fate, then learn the lesson the world teaches again and again to every leader, every empire, every man who ever dared to rise. You do not have to respond. You have to outlast. And so it comes to this: the quiet at the edge of all strategy, the stillness that descends when every maneuver has been made, every alliance tested, every illusion deployed. In this silence, there are no crowds, no ministers, no banners waving in the wind, only you, alone with the weight of survival. You have learned by now that power is not a prize. It is a burden, a ceaseless demand to shape the world before it shapes you. It asks for sacrifices no one else can see. It demands that you bury parts of yourself in the cold earth and never mourn them. The throne is not won by brilliance, nor kept by justice. It is sustained by vigilance, by the ability to see the storm on the horizon before others smell the rain. You will not be thanked for this. You will not be loved for this. They will never understand the cost of the decisions you made, the wars you averted, the betrayals you endured in silence. But you do not rule for gratitude. You rule because someone must. And if you falter, if you grow weak, If you imagine even for a moment that you are above the fray, they will drag you down and build a monument to your failure. That is the nature of the crowd. That is the nature of power. So you endure, not because it is noble, not because it is fair, but because this is the only way the game is played. You do not win by striking hardest. You win by being the last to fall. Let the others rage. Let them plot. Let them imagine they are free from consequence. You do not have to respond. You have to outlast. And when the world has spent itself, when the clamoring voices are gone, when the fires have burned to ash and the waves have drawn back into the sea, you will remain. Silent, unmoved, enduring. Because in the end, survival is the only victory that matters.